Hi, I'm Dion from Eflowtion Support Services, and here with an EFT tapping video of a lesson that I'm learning from one of the greatest teachers, being failure. I had a bit of a potential Zoom meeting today, but I had set up the integration services all incorrectly and failed miserably in having that meeting. So my heartfelt apologies to that person that was trying to have a bit of an info session. But I could actually dwell in the failure of that, and there might be people that want me to also dwell in the failure of that. But I'm a bit of a strange person where I look at that failure, that perceived failure, and I actually get a learning lesson from it. And I wanted to do an EFT tapping video on failure being the greatest teacher. So if you're willing to do an EFT tapping video, EFT tapping with me, following along and taking full responsibility for your own well-being, let's begin to tap. Even though I really messed up, I really failed, there's something that I could have done better, that I really messed up, I still deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Even though my best laid plans went to waste. Now it's a big mess on the floor. And that's where my feelings might be. Feeling down. I still love, honor, and accept myself. Even though this thing that I wanted to do that would make other people's lives better, or my life better, there was a critical error in there, and it was doomed for failure. I still love, honor, and accept myself. I messed up. I made an error. I made a failure. I made a failure with my plans, or with that thing that I really wanted to do. And it doesn't feel good. And I might feel down and out. I might feel really bad about myself. I might be really reinforcing to myself how much of a failure I am. It's like I've got this great coach in my brain that loves to show me the scoreboard of where I lost the game. Hey, just take another look at it, because that's really going to help me feel better in myself. And I might be beating myself up for this failure. I just didn't do it properly. It just wasn't perfect. There were all these faults I wasn't aware of. And it failed. All those hopes and dreams that I had. Just a big mess on the floor. And I'm feeling down and out. My brain likes to tell me of how much of a failure I am. Hey, you didn't do it perfectly. Don't do it again. Don't try again. Why did you even try in the first place? Just don't try again. It's quite alarming that I'm saying these things to myself. Because it's not very loving. And it's not very caring. And there's a teacher in there that actually was the failure. And that voice in my head that's beating me up, that's saying you shouldn't have tried, might not be my own voice. It might have been voices of people that wanted me to fail. And I've adopted those voices as my own. Because if I tried to succeed, I wanted to be full of success in my life. I wanted to be successful. But unfortunately, there was a failure in there that I didn't perceive, that I wasn't aware of, that when it came time to go, it did a jump start and then fell to pieces. It's like the design was actually quite good for myself. There was just a failure in there that was stopping me from being successful. And when I stop and pause and shift my perspective away from those negative voices and at the issue at hand, the issue that was stopping me from being successful, that might have been the lesson that I needed to learn. Hey, it was actually quite simple. I just needed to correct this failure, correct this error in my grand design of success, so I can move forward in life. It's like a boat. You don't want to get into deep water and suddenly realize where all the holes are. You want to put yourself in a bit of shallow water first. Find where all the holes are. Fix them as best you can so you can sail forward in life towards your destiny of success. And it really sucks to make these failures. And if other people want to dwell in my mess, then they're dwelling on the parts that didn't work. and there they'll dwell. Well, I've already taken those painful lessons, and I've learnt from them, and I've taken accountability, and I've built a stronger ship. A ship of success. And I'm moving forward. And I'm freeing myself from that shame and guilt. I'm freeing myself from that shame and guilt. They're not the lessons I need to learn. I'm freeing myself from the blinding anger. I'm freeing myself from the blinding anger. So I can see clearly what went wrong. So I can have a loving, successful life. And I'm freeing myself of that need to blame others. Because this is my ship to sail. And these are my lessons to learn. From this greatest of teachers. This failure has whittled away the parts that don't work and reinforced new ways that build a stronger, successful me, both for myself and for others, in body, mind, and spirit. And taking a full breath in and out. So yes, as I was saying at the start of the video, I stopped, paused, looked at what the issue was, and it was actually quite simple. I fixed it now. That issue no longer exists in that booking system. So before that, I was completely unaware. So once again, my heartfelt apologies to that person that was trying to book in. But through that failure, it's built a stronger foundation in that software. And nobody's perfect in life. Perfect is only a perception, and in order to walk, we need to fall down a few times. We need to pick ourselves up off the floor and dust ourselves off. And even when we fall down, at least one part of us is facing forward, and we tend to get up and move forward. Staying down and listening to those negative voices, those voices are probably not your own. They're probably just voices of perceptions of what people will think of you. And if you're trying to get that success in life, it's your ship to sail and full steam ahead. So I'm Dion from Eflowtion Support Services, and keep on learning from your mistakes. I'll catch you in the next one.